Hello everyone, it's Laughing Freak and I'm creating a series where I make a fan character for a fandom and try to make them as bad as I can. However, with as much potential that I could make them have. The point of that would be that in the next video, I can fix them with your suggestions. I would love it if after this video you could write a comment down below critiquing the character with how I could fix them. You can critique my art and the video quality itself as well. I'd love to improve on everything other than the character themselves. It doesn't just have to be the character. The backstory is a bit all over the place, but that's the point. Her name is Adeline. Her backstory is this. Bill Cipher had created Adeline to try and replicate Wendy in order to try and get really close to Dipper. However, Bill gave up on her form as soon as he started realizing how dumb it was, so she was just a figment of an idea that he had. The only aspects that really stayed was that A, she was supposed to be in love with Dipper and have Wendy's characteristics so he, in return, would love her. However, at most, her cocky and snotty attitude resides from that. Most everything else was gone. B, she was a fragment of one of Bill's ideas/dreams, and since Bill is a dream demon, therefore she is a part of Bill. So, in turn, she has a sliver of his powers. However, because she is a part of him, she gets small flashbacks to his memories because she shares them with him, though can't remember them herself on her own. C, because Bill abandoned her, she didn't have the thought that he controlled her embedded into her mind as of yet. She had no ties to him, except that they were part of each other and all. So, this would in turn result in Bill making a fairly big mistake because she would rather protect Dipper at all costs than help Bill at all. She only manifested from a thought or a dream because Bill had originally had an image for her. However, as soon as he realized she was a dumb idea, he discarded her almost immediately. But due to the initial image that he had had for her, she had started to grow and form a physical body. She awoke in Gravity Falls completely clueless of everything that existed in this world other than that she was madly in love with Dipper, though she knew nothing other than his name. She wandered the forest until she found the Mystery Shack and knocked on the door only to be greeted by none other than Dipper himself. She of course blushed and her heart raced at the mere sight of his beauty and was let inside of the building. Dipper and her talk, and he's curious about her origins while she just fawns over him. The rest of the story is her mainly annoying Dipper with her love while he tries to figure out who she is while still doing the other normal stuff throughout the show. She would tell him her flashbacks about this floating triangle thing all the time, and thus Dipper would think she's a bad person or something and became wary of her. Later this changes, however, when at the puppet show Mabel was making and junk, Bill tries to tell her to take the book from Mabel since she was fully capable to, but because, unbeknownst to Bill or Dipper, gasp, she could see Dipper's ghost, or soul or whatever. She connected the dots, sort of. She didn't really connect the dots that, oh, the triangle demon thing that I saw in my flashbacks is taking over the love of my life's body. No, she just knew that it was a little bit off-putting in this situation and knew something was wrong, obviously, so she declined and instead helped Mabel. Once Dipper got his body back, he hugged her for helping rather than betraying them, and Adeline just fangirled about it. Her personality: cocky, arrogant, snotty, rude, and very sarcastic to the average creature. However, she's also very loyal and humble, and overall sweet and kind. However, only to Dipper mainly. She does so to Mabel as well, however, half as much. She doesn't entirely enjoy her presence, however, she bears with it because Dipper loves his sister. She is also very curious and wants to poke her nose into every little thing and know absolutely everything. Her strengths: her love for Dipper will make her even stronger when she protects or fights for him, and she's fairly smart when it comes to certain plans. She's very inexperienced with the world and has little knowledge of anything in it. However, the plans she can make with her limited knowledge tend to be fairly well thought out and planned. However, due to the limited knowledge, it's sort of harder for her to make certain plans. Her weaknesses. Her love for Dipper can also be her greatest downfall. Like most things, she gets too caught up in the love that it can cloud her judgment and further impair her thinking and planning amongst her limited knowledge. She will jump in front of a bullet without thinking if it was for Dipper, even if he was the one to pull the trigger. If he was doing it, she wouldn't think about objecting. As well, even though she has powers and all, her body is extremely fragile and it takes longer for her to heal. However, because she's technically a dream, she can't necessarily die. However, she can still get weak and unconscious. If she were to die from poisoning, she would feel the effects. However, she wouldn't die and would eventually recover. She would only die if Dipper were to die, since she technically wouldn't have a purpose anymore, because she is a dream. Therefore, the dream would entirely die, thus she would die. And lastly, her powers. She can't possess people but can see their souls. Differs when Bill possesses him in the normal story and in her backstory, as stated. She can make little purple illusions, but they're very crude since she doesn't know how to use her powers yet, what little she even has. She can levitate a little bit off the ground, but only about 5 feet or so at the most. She knows every language, however, that's pretty useless for her. However, she likes to insult people in other languages that they don't understand to poke fun at them further. I hope you enjoyed this, and I hope that you'll make a comment and critique her, so in the next video, she can be a whole new character that is a lot better than she currently is. Now, of course, she isn't all that bad, but of course, she could always be better. Goodbye, guys. See you in the next video.